Hello, my friends. My name is Wes. I am a psychology graduate student training to be a therapist, and welcome to my channel. This video is devoted to providing free psychology and mental health resources to help you improve your life. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about, boom, crucial conversations, tools for talking when the stakes are high. And I love this book. I thought it was phenomenal. And the reason being is that the conversations that we have with others, can either leave us in a state of disappointment, sadness, and defeat, or they can be tools that we use to improve our relationships, have more truth and honesty, and live a life of more authenticity and bravery. And that's what this book is all about. It's about helping you have those crucial conversations that will help make your life more full and rich and help you get more of what you need. So let's talk about what a crucial conversation is. Crucial conversation is defined by the book as a conversation where the stakes are high, you need to achieve something, you want to get something out into the world, but emotions are also high. So we're emotionally triggered. It triggers our fight, flight, or freeze response. So we may be getting ready to be angry, the other person might be angry, we might want to run away, the other person might run away, or we might just freeze up. We don't know what to say or do. So this book really helps you get through that state and get what you want to say out into the world. So what do the authors say we should do when we're entering a crucial conversation? Well, imagine you have one of these crucial conversations coming up. What would you want to do? Well, that's the first step. The first step is understanding what your intention is going into the conversation. I think this is huge. Too many times we go into conversations with another person and we assume that we have a goal, or we assume the other person is going to have a goal for the conversation, and we don't actually. We constantly change our goal based on the other person's reactions, either to placate them or in an angry response to them and what they're saying. Going in with a clear understanding of what you want from this conversation will work wonders. Because when you come in with a goal for the conversation, oftentimes you take the other person off guard. They have their own idea of what they want, but they aren't expecting you to come in with a clear goal in mind and clear actions to follow. Cool, so the second step, what should you do? Well, you should try to observe what the other person is doing, and you want to create a zone of safety for both of you. The reason for this is that, as we've talked about, crucial conversations are ones where emotions are running really high. That means that when you start talking about what you want to get or what your goal is, the other person may respond in the ways that we talked about. They may get angry, their tone of voice might rise, or they may be fearful. They may want to retreat. They may be really silent, right? These are common reactions that everyone has. It's ingrained in us as human animals to have these types of responses. Totally natural, but when you see someone else responding in that way, you want to be observing constantly what the other person is doing, how they're feeling, and how they might be reacting. And you want to try to create safety for them. That can be as simple as saying outright, I'm really trying to have a conversation about this where we can reach a mutual goal. So you want to state that your objective is to reach something that is mutually beneficial for both of you, and you want to try to create safety for the other person, calm them down if they're being angry, bring them into the conversation if they're retreating, and sometimes this may take apologizing if you've said something that they've seen as offensive, or it may take taking a 5-minute break from the conversation and saying, hey, it looks like, we are struggling right now. I really want to have this conversation. Do you mind if we just take a time out for 30 seconds to a minute and come back to it? Sometimes taking a little mini break in the middle of a hard conversation can actually work wonders, because when you come back, you and your partner who you're trying to talk with are in a more resilient, less emotionally activated state. So the other thing that you can do in this conversation to create a zone of safety is to add in some humor. Humor really works well, and I've seen this in my own life. Whenever I'm noticing in the conversation that I'm getting really worked up, sometimes with my partner, for example, I'll say, hey, can we just wiggle around for a second, and we just both take a second to laugh and brush it off and realize that this conversation isn't that serious. Then we dive back in. So try injecting humor, try apologizing if need be, and try taking a 5-minute break if that's really necessary to calm things down and create a zone of safety. Again, the idea here is that you get out all of the information that you want to get out into the conversational sphere, and so does the other person, so that you can share information and brainstorm together, create a dialogue, so you can together reach a mutually beneficial conclusion. This is not about you winning your way. It's about both of you finding a solution that works. The next thing that goes hand in hand with this creating a zone of safety is to observe. So when you go into this conversation and during it, you want to be observing constantly. You want to be observing what the other person is doing, understanding if they are becoming activated, being angry, if they're withdrawing. You also want to understand what you're feeling. So take a second to look into your body. Feel, am I sitting up straight? Are my muscles tensing? Am I becoming angry? Is my face all contorted? Do I need to take a time out for a second, calm down? Is my breathing regulated? Think about the thoughts that you're thinking as well. And what I like to do here is understand the automatic thoughts that are coming up that are causing the emotions that I might be putting onto the other person or into the conversation. So if your thoughts are immediately assuming that somebody else is going to act in a certain way, or immediately calling that person bad names in your mind because you're angry, start to think, is that true? Am I 100% certain that that is true? And when you begin to question these thoughts, that leaves room for you to then create a new narrative in your mind to say, well, I don't actually know that. Let's wait, reserve judgment until I can find a better solution to this and I know more. So the idea here is to observe both yourself and the other person through their body language, body position, tone, and then also observe your own thoughts and make sure that what you're thinking is true and is not just an automatic thought that's leading to a harmful emotional reaction. Okay, so we're creating safety, we're going in with an intention, we're observing what's going on constantly. What's the last thing? Well, the last thing is just to talk. Once a zone of safety is created, and once you have a clear intention for the conversation, then you have space to put out what you want to say and what the other person has to say and brainstorm a creative solution together. That's the end result here. That's what we're looking for. So that's all I have for you today. Please try to carry these rules into your next crucial conversation. And in any conversation that you're in, start to look, start to observe, start to say, is that person reacting that way because something's not safe for them right now? How could I make it safer? And start to observe yourself too. When you go into a conversation, you say, well, am I tensing up? Do I normally react this way? What's causing that? Well, I need to figure out what that is so that I can fix it and create a safer experience for everyone. So start thinking about that, and keeping these things in mind throughout your day will really help you have more productive conversations and healthier relationships in the future. Thank you.